We head to the final bout of the afternoon. 149. It's Gabe Wildman Willochell, ranked 30th in the country with a 14-6 record. Hunter Hollingsworth, the redshirt freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma, with a 9-10 record. Take on the graduate on senior night. And the Wildman gets a nice applause here as he runs to the mat for the final time here at home in the regular season.
Yeah, the Willochells, again, maybe the most entertaining set of brothers the Cowboys have had competing at the same time in a while, and for a good reason. Both of these guys put in a lot of work, and you see why, as the Wildman has put Hollingsworth in a very funky, dangerous position. A lot of action, a lot of good action that ended out of bounds and resulted in no points. Again, not surprised of that action and the entertainment value that Willochell has brought to the start of his final match in Laramie as a Cowboy.
Willochell on the attack. Hollingsworth not doing too much and standing back up and bringing back to center. The official's done a great job of just making sure that we're getting action throughout.
Yeah, he certainly has. Gosh, the stall calls and even the potentially dangerous. Are we seeing a little strategy out of the referee as well to make sure that these guys are are wrestling, but also safe heading into the postseason?
Yeah, that's smart, and I'm sure it's appreciated on both sides.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's certainly been appreciated on this side of the table, as we haven't seen any unnecessary injuries or funky positions played out too long to make that risk, more of a probability. But gosh, this is another one, Carlin, where I feel like the action's been up and the points on the scoreboard they don't match.
Yeah.
Especially with the Gabe Willochell Wildman match that we've become accustomed to, points getting put on the board pretty quickly.
Yeah, generally high scoring whenever you have the Wildman in there. And he's got a little bit extra boost here on senior night. I mean, you went through this as well. Like, what's it like when you're seeing your teammates compete on senior night, when you get to step on the mat on senior night?
Willochell in a great position to score here. Again, Hollingsworth and Willochell have wrestled themselves to the edge, and scoring here's got to be tactful. Willochell improving his position, dragging his opponent to the center of the mat, giving himself enough room to finish safely and go up 3-0 on the Sooner. You asked me before about maybe the emotions and feelings that you get at home on senior night. Gosh, I was so fortunate to be on a really good team where all the seniors got in the lineup and we secured a pretty dominant win. I had a very, very, very tough opponent at home that beat me earlier in the year, and luckily I was able to come out on top.
Here's the Willochell takedown from before, and to your point, improving the position, it would have been out of bounds had he tried that exact same move where he was initially had the leg and was able to drag him.
These guys being reminded that this is just, this is competition. You don't need to fight each other. Getting a little chippy out there, which is totally understandable in a sport like this. But Gabe Willochell is looking to finish up the point about my own experience, which I don't want to talk about myself too much, but I imagine that I felt a lot like Gabe Willochell feels right now.
Sure.
Is that he's free, right? He's in a position where if he just focuses on performing, which he's done all year, he's going to be good. And this isn't the opportunity to wrestle at home's awesome, but there's more season to compete, and so the focus isn't too much on this moment for Willochell as we might think, but gosh, he's wrestling like he has all year, with a confidence and pace that is entertaining, and the Cowboy faithful and their fans are going to miss seeing him at home.
They sure will. They'll have a couple more opportunities to see him on, not just at home, but on neutral site as we head to the postseason, 2 weeks away from the Big 12 championship tournament.
Hollingsworth in on a low shot. Again, though, we find ourselves at the perimeter.
Let's see how Willochell can acrobatically try to get out of this one.
Yeah, and he likely will, too. I mean, maybe not worth the risk at this point, at this location of the match. You know, again, the opportunity for just a fresh restart here, which is probably what we're going to get. Oklahoma's bench looks for a stall call as it appears Willochell leaped out of bounds. I wouldn't say that as much, so they might have to just be content with the call on the mat. 4-1, Willochell, 40 seconds left in the second period.
And Hollingsworth still very much in it.
Yeah, absolutely. One shot away from tying this thing up, and he was just on a great attack again. Both these guys, it seems like their opportunities to score have come from a lot of hand fighting that's put them on the perimeter, where you have to be very deliberate with how you finish. Again, going back to how Willochell drug his opponent back to the center, give himself enough space to finish with, carefully. Hollingsworth, you know, you see why in that position the graduate senior made the decision to pick up his opponent and drag him to the center of the mat, as opposed to, you know, maybe a guy like Hollingsworth who attempts to finish that on the perimeter and comes away with no points.
So Hollingsworth will be on the mat to start this third period. Let's see if the Wild Man decides to try to keep him there, cut him loose. Looks like he'll try to ride him out. Unable to do so, and Hollingsworth gets out quickly, and now we're a takedown away from Hollingsworth taking the lead. Yeah,
you know, good point. Wild Man Willochell is wild, not just from his abilities on his feet, but from his threatening action that he possesses on top. Hollingsworth, though, not afraid of it and does a fantastic job of choosing down and then exploding right out, and doesn't give Willochell a chance to show him what he's made of on top. Hollingsworth puts himself in a better position that he had earlier to come away with the upset over the senior ranked wrestler at home. He's really got to push the pace, though. Again,
he does.
I doubt that Hollingsworth feels like he can hold Willochell down. So if he does get a takedown and an escape, we're maybe looking at a potential overtime matchup to close out the duel.
Under a minute to go here in this bout. Is Willochell hanging on to a 2-point lead?
Playing the perimeter again. He's definitely going to want to have to, you know, work his way in to avoid a stall call.
The stall call now could change the entire dynamic of this bout too.
Absolutely. You know, you hope that you wrestle in a way that's a non-issue, but unfortunately some of that stuff is subjective. And it's your responsibility to wrestle in a way that keeps that away from you, so that, you know, when a stall call does come, that it doesn't affect your match too much and how you wrestle. Unfortunately, it does. Hollingsworth had a very good opportunity. Willochell trying his best to stay in bounds to avoid that stall call situation that we were just talking about. 10 seconds left in the third period.
Look out, Hollingsworth with an opportunity here to flip his hips and maybe pick up late three.
Willochell
comes down to the wire and he's out of bounds. And Willochell's
just
like the win.
In great, smart, veteran type wrestling, there's a few decisions that he made in that match that really separated him there. I mean, great competitive match. Both guys came out there fighting a little chippy, which is how you love it.